Happy New Year, everybody. Man, what a great start so far. And I'm doing something a little different this year. I'm going to be interviewing a lot of my friends, a lot of my colleagues from around the US on a new episode called I Must Ask You a Question. How's your market? And I have my good friend, Terri Kelley from Alabama today. How are you?
Good, good. How's it going?
Doing great. So tell me exactly what area are you in? What areas do you serve?
Oh, wow. So I actually physically live in a town called Valley, Alabama. We're right on the border of Georgia and Alabama.
Okay.
So I do service a very large area. I service from Auburn, Alabama, all the way up to Atlanta, Georgia, back down to Columbus, Georgia. So it's a big triangle, about a 100-mile radius.
Nice, nice, cool. So tell me, how was last year? Was it a great year in real estate or basically the market? Were you in a buyer's market, a seller's market? And are you seeing that same type of market kick off 2025?
Yeah, so last year, believe it or not, was a little more challenging than I expected. We did level out and have a really good year. We did over 75 transactions, so that was amazing. However, it was kind of slow. So this year is starting out super, super strong. We've had probably 25 buyer consults in the last 3 days, so it's pretty amazing. I think it's going to be a really good year.
Nice, nice. Yeah, but we're kind of seeing the same thing. I mean, it was a little challenging last year. But I just got back from vacation and I mean, I already have showing set up after this, have a listing appointment going. One of our closings that pushed back from last year into this year is finishing of the roof and things like that. So I've sent another buyer to a lender. So things are heating up
Yeah,
and it's
I think it's
great, right?
an
I'm
amazing year.
excited for it. Yeah. So what trends are you noticing in your local market area from last year that's carrying on into this year? Are prices still rising? Is inventory shrinking or is inventory rising as well?
So in our area, we're blessed to have a lot of new construction coming. So in the town that I live in, we are growing by leaps and bounds. So I think we have over 300 homes projected in the next 3 years. So for my specific area, I think things are going to be amazing.
Yeah. And so you actually partner with a couple of builders, right? So tell me a
I
little bit how that's going. What are those homes consisting of? Price range for those homes?
So our average price point, and again, it's such a large area, but I'll say specifically in Valley, Alabama, our average price point is about 225.
Okay.
So we range to, I think our max price point coming out was like 350 last year. So the buyer for that is a little challenging. Again, for our area, just based off our demographics. Now, if I head into one of our other markets, we may be 300 as a base price, or our military markets, again, you're probably somewhere in the 225. But new construction, with all the incentives and all the things that they give, has been the best sell lately.
Yeah. And are you seeing an influx of people from out of state moving into you, or is it more just people in the area maybe looking for a better home to either upsize or downsize, or getting out of the rent game?
So really for us, it's not necessarily people from out of state, but what it is the bigger cities, they're migrating out. So Atlanta is overrun, it's growing. I always tend to joke and say that Atlanta and Auburn, Alabama are connected by 85. As you watch over the years, it's just all the factories are moving out. So everything on the highway is just growing up. And we are on that border state on the highway. So everything is coming this way. So we're getting it from both sides. We still have the cheapest property taxes and the cheapest land out there. So people want to come here because they can save a big dollar and have the same quality of a home.
Yeah, I mean it's affordable, right? You said 225, 250 to 300. I mean, out here in our neck of the woods, I mean, that's very rare. It depends. We have to really go out of the city in order to try to obtain that type of price. So what makes your area unique or special compared to maybe the other areas around?
So we have a big advantage here. We have a lot of auto manufacturing. We have Kia Automotive and Hyundai that's based out of Montgomery. So
Oh,
we have a lot of people that are employed by the manufacturing industries. So that's what our area is known for.
nice. So what do you think is the number one reason people are moving there? Is it because of that price range and that, like you said, everything's still affordable and land's affordable?
Yeah, and when anytime you have a new growth, it's always good to get in on it. So if you've got a city that's developing, that's coming from basically boring country town to now it's going to be overrun. I mean, it's smart to get in, right? So you get in cheap as it develops and as it grows into that big city that you may be moving from. Now you have all the equity and all the leverage.
Yeah. So what advice can you give to buyers or sellers that are looking to make a move in your market?
Obviously, get in as quick as you can. Make sure you find the right professional that knows the market, that's been in and out of it and been through the trenches with it, so that they can help guide you in the right direction. But don't wait. Like, don't be afraid because, again, if you see growth, you got to know that it's a financial. Uh, it's a good thing to get in. That's what I can say.
Yes, of course, of course. And how long have you been living in that area?
So life brought me here in 2008 when the real estate market crashed. I was down in
Mm,
Tampa. I'm also licensed down in Florida. So I was in Tampa, and if you were there then, it was just a nightmare. So we came to little Alabama, and I shouldn't say it because not all of Alabama is valley, but we came here, and yeah, I mean, it was easy to start over. I mean, when everything was tanking, it
yeah.
was easy to start over.
Yeah. So I mean, 2008 to now, we're in 2025. I mean, you probably know it like the back of your hand now, right? So what's
Yeah.
your favorite thing about living and working in your area?
Just the peacefulness. Right now, it's really quiet. Like I say, you don't have a lot of big stores. You don't have a lot of traffic. I don't have to worry about getting to work in 45 minutes because I'm sitting in anything. The worst thing we have here is, unfortunately, our stretch of highway. We get an accident like every other day, but I don't know what that's about. But it's peaceful. It's cost effective. When I moved here, I purchased a house, a 3 bedroom, 1 bathroom for 40 grand. I mean, you can't do that everywhere. And then I fixed it up over the years and did a lot to it, made it into a little bit bigger house because we have half-acre lots. So we've got the space and the convenience and the affordability. And now the house is worth over like 200,000. So I mean, getting it at the right time matters.
And I tell a lot of people that, right, when we're helping buyers, especially, they want their dream house. And it's like, no, let's see what your needs fit. Let's get you feet wet and get you into what, call it what you want, starter house, beginner house, whatever. Then you live in there for a few years, make it your own, right? Then when you're ready to upsize, you can either sell it or rent that out and use those funds for the next house and then rinse and repeat. I have a client who was my 6 or 7 time repeat because they used that strategy. They bought one, they lived in it for a little bit, they sold it, upsized, bought it, sold it, upsized to their dream home that is massive now, right? And so I tell a lot of people that same thing.
Yeah, so when I meet with clients, I always say, "Where are you at? Where do you live?" They rent. Okay, great. What do you rent? 2 bedroom, 1 bath. 2 bedroom, 2 bath. Cool. What do you pay? 1,000, 1,200. Oh wow. Okay. Did you know you can have this 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom? It's not brand new. It's nothing spectacular, but you could have it for less than you're paying for rent. Number one, but same concept. Your goal in buying real estate, especially as a very first time home buyer, should only be a 3 to 5 year hold. People trade in homes the way they trade in cars. Why do we attach such longevity to a purchase of a house? Maybe because it's such a big debt. I don't know, but you can sell at any time. And if you've paid, let's just say 12,000 a year for 5 years, to a apartment, why can't you afford a house? You do the exact same thing, except for when you move out of that apartment, you're going to fight for your deposit back. When you move out of that house, if you didn't destroy it, you're going to put money in your pocket no matter what.
Yeah, yeah, it's like what my buddy just commented, Ian. He calls it a stepping stone house, right? You're
Correct.
taking those stepping stones to get to your dream house.
Correct.
Awesome. Well, I don't want to keep you too much longer. So, real quick, what's your favorite local restaurant?
Um, we have a lot of smaller restaurants, so I'll say right now it's a little Italian spot called Milano's.
Milano's. Favorite
Mhm.
meal?
Favorite meal from them is going to be, man, it's so fattening. I shouldn't even think, but it's a cheese manicotti with Alfredo sauce.
Nice, nice. What about hangout spot? Favorite hangout spot?
My house, no, we just got. It's peaceful. I told you I built a whole oasis in the back. But no, I mean we have a cute little bowling alley and a skating rink. And although my husband tells me not to get on those skates because I'm gonna break something, that's what I enjoy doing.
Right, and that's what my wife told me. Right, when we on vacation just a couple of days ago, we went ice skating in El Paso with some family there, and I was ice skating. She's like, "You're gonna bust your ass. You're gonna break your ankle again," and I'm like, "I got this. Trust me." and I'm just running circles around our kids because they've never done it, right?
Did
And so
you
they
get
all
hurt
thought
though?
Dad knows how to ice skate.
But you didn't get hurt. That's the key.
And I didn't get hurt, right? Nothing hurt, nothing broken.
A
So if
mortgage,
somebody was,
a
yeah,
mortgage lender friend of mine, he went skiing for the first time and he jumped off the lift and twisted his knee. So I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't try that.
yeah. When we were in Colorado Springs a few days ago, part of our road trip, we just went sledding down a hill. I was like, let's get accustomed to snow because here in Texas, all we have is ice in our
Right.
area in North Texas. And it's like, cool, let's just have fun in the snow. And then maybe the next trip we'll take on snowboarding or skiing and taking some lessons and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
we'll definitely be back. All right. So if somebody was visiting your area for the first time, what's the one thing they must absolutely maybe see or do?
I'm going to take it to our branched out area. So we also have Stone Martin. So there's some beautiful mountains that you can go overlook all of Georgia and Alabama from, or you could go to Auburn and go out to the college. Everybody knows going down to the college is just an experience in its own. If you come to Valley, just go of our U-shaped town and say, hey.
Yeah, cool. All right. Last question. How did you get started in real estate and why do you love it?
So crazy story. In 2006, I was working for Chase Mortgage doing collections, and in 2006 is the start of the fall for the real estate crash. And there were so many people that were delinquent on their mortgages, and so we started doing loss mitigation and we started doing modifications, trying to help people. Well, my husband at the time worked for a mortgage company, and the same thing, they weren't getting deals. And one of the people that worked with them was dating an investor who was actually doing short sales and lost mit with the collection agencies trying to get the homes. And so he asked me to come work with him. And so what we would do is we would get the shorts, we would sell them off to investors at the time and help people from going into foreclosure. So I got my license at that time, and that was the roughest time in real estate. So from '06 to '08, it was just a nightmare just watching people lose left and right. So to be able to at least help them in the foreclosure aspect, not to lose like everything, was it. I'll never forget my very best experience at that time was I was able to get $1 million condo down in Miami, shorted down to 300,000,
Whoa.
and he had $100,000 tax lien. We got shorted as a second to $5,000. So for $305,000, we turn around, the investor bought it for 500 grand.
Wow.
And so it was a good return for the guy I worked for. He gave me a nice little $1,000 check for it, and I moved on from there. So I too left real estate at that time because I couldn't believe it, and moved back to Alabama. And then, in 2013, things just picked back up. So
Yeah.
um, ever since, I've built an amazing business here in Alabama. As much as I didn't want to be here, it's been a complete blessing. Every year it gets stronger and stronger. I do about 80 to 100 homes a year. So we're able to help a lot of people, and just to get to the closing table, no matter what challenge that you have, and see the smiles on their faces, it just makes it all worth it.
Yeah, awesome. Well, you're a rock star. For those who don't know, Terry and I have been meeting every Tuesday for an accountability call, and we've become very close friends and almost like family. So, thank you so much. You're a great inspiration, great mentor. You keep me on my toes. So, if anybody's moving to your area, how can they get a hold of you?
So I can always be found any social media channel, Terri Kelley Group, or you can reach me on my cell anytime at 706-593-7827. And even if you just have questions or want some motivation, just give me a holler. I'm there.
There you go. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. We'll catch you next Friday.
All right. See you, Matt. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.